Alright guys, Mikey here from Mikey's Iron Rage. And guys, I got a real treat for you today because we're going to do a comparison video on this past weekend's Mr. Olympia contest. And we're going to do it on Phil the Gut Heath versus the 2020 Mr. Olympia Champion Big Ramy. And doesn't that sound so good rolling off the tongue? The 2020 Mr. Olympia winner, Big Ramy. You know, I've been waiting to hear those words for years now. And he finally fucking did it. He came in conditioned. He dropped a few pounds from 2018 and just came in and totally fucking nailed it. Now, I got him going up against Phil the Gut Heath, who placed third, which I still think Hadi Chopin should have placed third. But nonetheless, they were 1 and 3. So let's see them pick by pick in all the poses. And let's see how Phil does against Big Ramy. Because I tell you, Phil Heath versus Big Ramy is no competition. I'm sorry. If Phil had a better midsection, maybe he would have done a little bit better against Big Ramy. But he doesn't. But anyways, guys, let's get into the video. So without any further ado, let's get it on. And we got the first pose of the night, the front relax, guys. And I know this ain't a traditional front relax pose, but we all know that Big Ramy doesn't really have a great front relax, and Phil Heath does. So I'm going to give Phil Heath the first point because Phil Heath usually looks ridiculous in the front relax. Even though he's got a fucking bubble gut, he's about 7-8 months pregnant, he still has a good front relax, so Phil Heath is going to grab the point. Alright guys, now we got the side tricep, and look at the difference here. Now if Big Ramy was holding his arm like Phil Heath instead of crooking his arm, I think that Big Ramy's tricep would look a little more deeply cut. I think it would look a little bit better. But Phil Heath, he always had a great tricep. Look at how thick that fucking thing is. Nice and deeply cut. He's got a huge shoulder, huge bicep, huge forearms, and a great side sweep to the quads. So Phil Heath is going to take the side tricep. Off to the next pose, and we got the front double bicep. And this was a tough one, but Phil Heath's arms look like they're fucking melting away. I'm telling you guys, it's Palumboism. It's setting in. All his muscles look like they're melting. Look at his quads. No visible cuts really to the quads. The midsection's protruding like crazy. He's got no V-taper, so Big Ramy's going to get the point for the front double bicep for sure. Big Ramy's quads look a lot better. He just looks a lot better from the front, and his arms are way bigger. So Big Ramy's going to get the point for the front double bicep. All right, guys. Now we got the front lat spread, and look at the difference here. Big Ramy looks like a 747 jumbo jet compared to fucking Phil Heath in this pose. Phil is so narrow with that small little tiny chest. I mean, Big Ramy looks like he's 20 times bigger than Phil, but they're about the same height, which is funny. But Big Ramy's definitely going to get the point there for the front lat spread for sure. Alright guys, now we got the side chest shot, and look at Big Ramy in this one. Big Ramy's silhouette looks unbelievable. Look at the side sweep to those quads. The side sweep to Big Ramy's quads might have been one of the best parts about his physique at the 2020 Mr. Olympia, is that side sweep to the quads. The calves look great. The side chest is popping. Phil Heath's side chest, it looks like his fucking left arm covers up that pec, and it looks like his pec is deflating. That's what I'm saying. The Palumboism is setting in, guys. Even his chest looks like it's deflating. But I digress. So Big Ramy's going to get the point there. All right, guys, now we got the rear lat spread. And this is where Phil Heath shines. From the back, Phil Heath has a crazy rear lat spread. He always did. He has one of the best rear lat spreads in bodybuilding. Big Ramy is wide as fuck and looks really good in the rear lat spread. But Phil Heath is going to get it because Phil's just got more detail. Phil's traps are popping a little bit more, and Phil looks like he has a piece of armor on his fucking back. So Phil Heath is going to grab the point there. All right, guys. Now we got the ab and thigh. And this one's going to go to Big Ramy, of course. I mean, look. Phil Heath can't even hit a proper ab and thigh shot. That is just fucking horrible. Really, it really is. It's horrible. Big Ramy's abs are so much more deeply cut. so much better. The silhouette is so much better, so Big Ramy's going to get the point. All right, guys, now we get the rear double bicep. And like I said before, this is where Phil Heath shines. He's got great hams and glutes, but I think that Big Ramy's got better hams and glutes. Usually Phil Heath's hams and glutes are diced, but I think Big Ramy has better hams and glutes, and if Big Ramy had a better lower back, I would go with Big Ramy in that pose. But Phil Heath is going to get it because Phil Heath does have a ridiculous rear double bicep, and it looks a lot better than it did in 2018, I tell you that. All right, guys, now we got a hands on the hip most muscular, and look at that fucking midsection on Phil Heath. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. And you guys thought he was going to take first. You're out of your fucking minds. If you thought Phil Heath was going to take first, and the bubble gut was going to magically go away, you're crazy. So Big Ramy is going to get the point. All right, guys. Now we got a crab most muscular versus a hands clasp most muscular, because I couldn't get a crab most muscular for Big Ramy. So we're going to have to go with what we got. And I think I'm going to go with Big Ramy. And the reason why I'm going to go with Big Ramy is because Phil Heath's midsection is just protruding like fucking crazy in this pose. Yeah, Big Ramy's legs might not look as cut as Phil Heath's legs, but that's because he's not flexing in this pose the right way. So all in all, though, I'm going to give Big Ramy the last point. So, guys, it was 6-4 Big Ramy. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Mikey's Iron Rage. Peace out, guys.